chat window, which is now hidden
Oh,
behind a bunch of things. There it is. Oh yeah, I moved it over there. Oh, is he trying to? Uh-oh. Oh, we're live now? Are we live?
Oh.
just got a message. I'm guessing we can't hear him then. Welcome everybody, whomever might be here. I'm being told we're live. I don't know if that's the case. Oh, yep, I see us now. Good. Okay, great. So welcome everybody to Extra Sauce.
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
Yeah, John did not let us know. Yeah, so those of you who are new to the Sony After Hours, obviously this is not after hours like our normal show. Clearly we're not even in the same state at the moment, but welcome. It's good to have some familiar names here. Ronan, Game Enthusiast, welcome. I don't know who else is here, but welcome everybody. Here is how this is going to go. Larry, I'm assuming you're okay with me just kind of taking this over.
Yeah, this is kind of how we roll
here, so I don't have to look at us or me.
I remember my first day with electronics.
Sorry. Do you? Not so long ago. So here's how this works, and so this idea we had literally Monday, I think, was when we talked about it. Let's just go live for a little bit, kind of get some more people involved as to what the purpose of what we're doing. Not only Larry and myself, who, by the way, my name is Derek, and with me is Larry.
What's up?
Wherever you see him on screen, I don't know. Our purpose is to kind of really make sure we're building this connection and feedback with you as our customers and our fans, because we do appreciate all of you. And we want to make sure that you know that we are listening to your concerns, your feedback, and of course, the good things as well. While we're here hanging out, we literally don't have a plan. So we're just working, really, but we're going to be here to kind of talk, answer any questions, some support questions you might have, listen to some recommendations of things that you would like to see us do in the future, because we are going to be, we're really going to be ramping up a lot of these, I guess, live shows, many different kinds, many different categories. You may have already have seen them. We did one last week with Craig. Craig did his first one. Yeah. Did awesome. So check that out on the Sony Connect channel. And Ranieri, I think, is tonight or in like 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours, whatever.
Something like that.
Yep. So it's coming up soon. So yeah, so we're going to be hanging out. Let us know what's going on. We'll just kind of chat. If you have any support questions, let us know. If you are watching this after the fact, just for entertainment purposes, I guess, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. And we'll be aiming to do this more frequently.
Yep.
Is the plan.
This is great. We never function with a plan, but this is like, it's something about it being the middle of the day where all of a sudden we act like we have no clue what we're going to do, which is fun. It's fun. But I do have something.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. So developing story. Wow, John, we need to get a developing story kind of thing. That would work. Yeah. Well, no, don't. Not breaking news yet.
They can't hear John, just so you know.
They can't hear John. Oh, you guys can't hear John. That's weird. We need to work that out. Anyway, here's some things that I know that I'm working on leading up into the next show on my part. A95L firmware update that is slated to happen at a date I cannot disclose. Where we are with that information right now is we have a working list of all of the things that will be updated on the A95L. Can't tell you specific dates. Some things you can be excited about are voice zoom 3, multi screen functionality with the YouTube on one side and active HDMI port on the other. That's happening. What else is happening? Screen resize, if that's not already there. Oh, Prime Video calibrated mode. So these things are getting ready to launch. Can't share a date quite yet, but I'm working on getting more information about that to get the full scope of that update and a very concrete specific date. So that's priority number one on my list of things that I'm working on. Derek, you got anything that you are burning up the wire to find out?
Well, I'm just going to echo what Reflex said. Welcome back. Any updates on the A95L updates for this fall? I'm sure you totally did not catch that. So reflex if you didn't catch that. So that was really, really good timing on there. And of course, there will be more that we're going to share as we get more information, especially regarding timeframes. And we just want to make sure that the information is accurate when we do present it. So sometimes they're like, they give us like an idea, but we're like, let's get some concrete stuff before, we actually share anything out. So be ready because things are coming. That's for sure. Just want to say hello to Benitez Torres and Khalid. Sorry if I say the names wrong. I apologize, but good to have you guys here. Also, if you have any questions, comments, definitely let us know. We're here to kind of hang out and chat. But as far as prepping for the next show, I haven't really thought about it at all. I like it actually because I am so last minute. But I did want to share this. So I got a sample because I did obviously a lot of training on this last week for our team regarding hopefully you can see these. Let's get them in focus.
There they go. Yes.
Yep. These are the CRE C20 hearing aids, over-the-counter hearing aids. And since I've actually had a chance to check them out, they're awesome, actually. I mean, I don't know for sure if I really need them, but oh my God, that's so small. There you go. And for reference, here's a quarter. Super, super small, super cool. But the reason that I want to just quickly bring these up is because now that I've had sort of a chance to kind of check it out and see, I know I don't have fantastic hearing, but it does make me wonder, am I missing something? They're not like changing my life because my hearing isn't that bad to a point, but it did kind of really amplify some voices in a different way that kind of surprised me. I'm not going to lie. So I would just ask this of anybody who's seeing this, those of you now or seeing it after the fact, I would implore you to consider looking into making sure that your hearing is healthy. You don't have to buy over-the-counter hearing aids from Sony, but you may want to see an audiologist or at least do some testing just to see where you stand and see if it's something you need to be aware of, especially if you are finding yourself constantly saying what or having trouble hearing stuff. So more of just a general public awareness thing I think we need to be aware of just for better health as we get older. Make sure we maintain some better cognition, help minimize some of the risk of things like dementia or depression or self-isolation. So just wanted to put that out there as a kind of an ask for it. Whoops. As an ask for everybody. So yeah. So we can't hear Larry now. So oh boy, I guess it's the me show. Sorry everybody. The entertainment has now left the building. As terms of audio anyway. I'm sure we'll figure that out. Let's see. There was a question, speaking of VoiceZoom 3, is VoiceZoom 3 coming to Sony ES receivers? I have not heard of that happening at this time. I question, and I will need to kind of ask if it has something to do more on the hardware side of things. It is currently a TV feature right now, but is it a hardware piece that, would be required? I think that's the case just because it isn't something that is rolling out to older models to my knowledge. So we'll have to kind of wait and see if that happens, but nothing that I'm aware of at this time on any receivers. Let's see. Gabby, hi guys. I would like to ask you, there's any reason why when I connect a pair of WH-1000XM4s to a non-Sony TV, the touch sensors don't work for the volume? Yes, there is a reason for that. The Sonys are designed to work with the Sony TVs. So there's actually designed to control the output from the TV. The TV is ultimately controlling the output of the volume. God, it's so weird hearing you talk while I'm talking, John, just saying. It's okay. So ultimately it's the TV that's actually controlling the volume rather than the headset. So like, even if you have it connected to your phone, that back and forth is actually that action communicates to the phone to increase the volume, much like how you can just press a button on your phone to increase the volume. So other TVs don't necessarily support that functionality. So will that be something that changes in the future? I don't know, but currently we wanted to make it work with ours, so we did. Good question, though. I've actually not had that question before, and it is a good one.
So this is the advantage of us doing this early in the daytime because we're getting some questions that we traditionally don't get.
Right.
I know Khaled put on here. I wrote down. I'm old school. I'm notepad and pen. So Khaled B, I wrote down your question, and I think it was seconded by Ronan. Will Voice Zoom 3 go to the ES receivers? That is a great question that I've not even thought of asking. I mean, obviously, for those that don't know, Voice Zoom 3 is our enhanced vocal isolator and elevator, I'm going to call it, on our TVs that takes the vocal performance of the TV or the subjects on there and raises them above all the sound so that you don't lose what they're saying with all the chaos that may be happening in the scene. Our Bravia Theater products, Bar 8, Bar 9, and Quad support complementing that when you pair the two together. It also adds that added area, but we've not introduced it with ES receivers so far. So I will take that as a follow-up and get an answer on that. That's a great question.
There's another, I don't know if you saw that you had another follow-up question to that that's also very good. If it's a hardware processor issue on the AZ5000, which I wouldn't say it's an issue as much as it came prior, I would say, can that be achieved by using eARC from the TV as long as we're using the built-in Google TV apps? And I know it's primarily TV controlled and utilize the acoustic center sync output for it, but I believe it's actually because it's the TV processing those audio channels individually. Now, fair question to say, could that signal then be output? I guess theoretically, I'm sure there's a reason to that, because somebody who purchases any ES receiver is probably not looking to upgrade that for many years because they last forever. I have an 1100 ES here that's for, I don't know, 10 years old or something, however old long that's been out. And I know that if that was something they could do, I'm sure they would. But
you know, the big
that's a good question.
The big question is it currently being investigated? That's one of the things that you and I have learned with the great questions that we get from everybody. Is we go back to the team, we say, hey, engineers, this is some of the things that our customers are asking about. And we either get one of two responses. Response one is we will study, or response number two is currently researching and more information to come. So we will communicate this and see what happens. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, that's a really good question that I'm legit interested in too, to seeing what we do with that. So thank you for that. We'll see if we can find out some more. And that would be something that we'll probably follow up on. Hopefully Larry's taking notes for me. We'll follow up on that in future episodes too, if we have anything that we can share. Let's see. Game Enthusiast, I like the personalized 3D audio on the Bravia Theater U and the PS5. I wish there were ways to make multiple profiles when I want to use headphones. Oh man, that I feel like I thought there was something not that long ago that came up that was about having multiple profiles, or maybe I had a dream. I need to look into that and see how that works, but it may have been for the TVs. I got to find out. That's a great question too, that I need to find out more about.
Yeah.
Get back to you. I'm going to make a note about that one. Daughter tore off like 7,000 Post-it notes and put them all over my office yesterday, so I'm going to recycle those.
Oh, so now you know what my desk looks like regularly. That's awesome. So there you have it. Told you I'm old school. Derek's a one-note guy. I'm all the Post-it notes guy.
So, are you kidding me, man? I got like,
there we go.
I got some over here, one over here. I got one on my TV here. I got one on my TV over here. Come on, man.
That's crazy. Okay, I have another thing. I have another thing that I'm working on, getting more information on, or just trying to give you guys some more insight on. It's recently, I guess within the calendar year, we've launched Project Connect app, which we've never really spent a lot of time talking about the unique features and controls there. We've mentioned it. We said that it controls TV and the theater products, but There's some other, I'll call them second layer features that are pretty cool on Broadway Connect app that I'm working on trying to find a way to be able to share with you all. But also, as mentioned on the last show, our Headphones Connect app has been revamped and updated to Sony Sound Connect. And there are a couple of interesting features that we get with that now that we didn't have before. When you put together like the link buds fit with with like the what is this? What do I have right here? I don't have autofocus on with the link bud speaker. So there's a couple of things that make these work together that I want us to spend some time talking about so that you guys can learn a little bit more about that. So that's on my list of things to talk about as well.
Yeah, and even though nobody else can hear this, I'm gonna politely ask John to move his phone away from his microphone because we keep hearing it go nuts. Sorry, everybody. So just to kind of sidetrack there, I just want to call out Ronan did mention having multiple profiles. So thank you. I appreciate that. I thought that was something that was very recent. I'm gonna see if I can find some information that I can share next time as like a did you know to kind of share how that works as well. Oh, this is probably a good time too for those of you, because obviously hopefully we're hearing or getting in touch with some newer folks too. Love to have all the good names here. Thank you guys for coming back. But some of the folks that may not have seen us before because we're usually very late, we do have I don't know how the pop-ups work for you, John, but we do have an email address as well as one-on-one consultations available for our team. So here's how that works. Obviously here, we're going to do some support, answer simple questions, which we're starting to fall a little bit behind. So we'll start working on that, catching up right away. But sometimes some of these questions go very deep. And ultimately, the point is to make sure that if you're looking for specific products or an A versus B kind of a thing, we prefer to do a one-on-one consultation or recommend it for you, where you can spend 30 minutes talking to somebody and kind of say, here's what I want, here's what I like. What do you recommend for this situation that best suits me? And we can definitely do that. We should have a link in the description for that. But also, we do have an email address for complex issues that we may share out if it's needed. So something that is a very specific one-off case that needs something on the screen is what I'm told. I don't know. But it is this way? Or is it flipped? Somewhere over here is what I'm told. Okay, after hours support at sony.com as well. So if we reference that, you can use that. Quickly,
That's
though.
Really good. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, sorry, just because I know that it's not really in your wheelhouse, to be fair. But Ron had a good question that I'll kind of address. Okay, you want to take it? All right. Upgrading from the A5000 to A6700, you got that? No, just very, very quickly. Larry got scared. Yeah, and we'll get to this quad. There was a quad question too that I just got reminded of too. But just to get to that, because that'll be next. Yeah, Ronan, absolutely. The 6700 is a very nice upgrade in body stabilization. It does have the viewfinder, which, depending on how you use it, could be good or not, as well as faster, more effective autofocus, just to name a few things. But it is going to be a nice upgrade for sure. So if you do consider it, if you have a chance to go to a local retailer that might have it on display that you can check it out, I would recommend doing that as well. But if you have questions, let us know or reach out. Of course, emails, whatever. You know the deal. So yes, Ben Jansen had a question. Update for the quad, I guess, for a better equalizer, or just if we have new updates on the quad.
So I got it. There's been a couple of updates that have happened on the quad since release. I'm not sure where you are in the update system. One of the big asks was IMAX enhanced audio and DTSX support. I believe I tested and confirmed DTSX. That was a big question once they launched. I have tested that out, and that has happened. As an interesting point of reference with respect to that, Ben, is that you have to utilize the Broadway Connect app, obviously, to do software updates or firmware updates for the quad, bar 8 and bar 9. So having that happen, kind of utilizing it and going into it just to confirm that your system has the latest update
is imperative. That team, we actually met the developers of that team our last trip in San Diego. Was that really last week? Dang. Anyway, and we had a chance to just to meet with them and face to face with the people that are working on that. Now, obviously, it's a bigger team that develop these apps and play a different role, but we met a couple of the individuals that were contributors. And one of the things that they've emphasized to us is keep the communication flowing on things that you guys would like to see improved. So I'll take a note of the EQ, an improved EQ on there. Things that you guys would like to see improved on the app, because their ability to basically code, test, and then deploy updates to that is nowhere near as complicated as for TV and some of the other devices. So keep that communication going. I also saw another question from Reflex regarding the ES receiver, the fronts and all that, any apps that you should get. Right now, you want to at least download the Music Center app. Derek is an ES expert. So aside from Music Center app, that's the one I use. Is there anything else, Derek, on app support for them?
No, I not that I can think of, especially regarding the ES receiver. And I mean, honestly, I don't use any apps with this thing. It just sounds awesome. And it's one of those things that in my current situation, and this is something that I know sometimes people think of in a different light, but I remember when I was talking about these way back when in stores, and people would complain that it doesn't have Bluetooth and all these things. And the purpose of the ES, it's the elevated standard. They have very specific components that they build with and a very specific structure in order to kind of isolate some of the audio processing from power, which could introduce digital noise. But realistically, like, having it hooked up to my TV, I just run a music streaming app on my TV and it plays through there, and I can actually control it through my phone. So, I don't really use any additional apps really, because you can run through so many other sources and just take advantage of the sound quality that the ES receivers can provide. So, I want to just, sorry.
Oh, quick. Sure.
I was just going to address the AAAZZZ.
We were thinking the same thing. Okay, go ahead.
I figured. You got it? I can go.
I can do it. Yeah, I can handle that one.
All right.
So AAA Triple Z. First of all, upgraded from the HTA 9 to the HTA 9 M2. Very happy, and I'm glad you are. Retired that one to the other room. That's sort of my life right now. This is my sanctuary of grief and happiness. So my quads are here. My A9s are in the bedroom. I will tell you, I'll just took a note to just try to see if there's any plans, because we don't know the limitations from a hardware standpoint on the original A9, also with the Bravia Connect app, because those two things would have to be brought into that system. So I don't know there. However, what I will tell you is the amount of time that it took to go from first generation A9 to the Mark II was a lot of building some one-of-a-kind parts, if you will, and programming and some things that we learned from the A9. Usually first gen of a product, when you get second gen, it's like this massive leap forward in tech. So I'm not sure if there are any hardware limitations that would stop it from being brought into, I'll call it the Bravia Connect ecosystem, and have some of those quality of life features be brought down. But I'll find out, and we can make that a part of our next episode as well, as we continue to look through that. Side note, real quick, Derek, before you jump in, because Joey B, I bet you Derek has an alt shirt somewhere at his house. Email Derek and have him mail it to you. I'm sure he can. I did. I called it. I ordered that bus. No, but here's the other thing. If I can take a second just to announce this, because obviously there are a lot of things that we're finding out that you guys would like to have from a like we call a swag standpoint, whether it's some of our t-shirts, whether it's coffee cups or whatever. Look, if there's things that you guys want access to, or you want us to try to create and give you access to, do that. But the most important thing, last time I checked, we're right at about 96,000 subscribers on the Sony Connect channel. We have been working really closely with our legal department to be able to offer what I'm going to call an earth-shattering sweepstakes. And We are working with all of our product groups and partners to get a collection of not, sweepstakes are like, oh, well, win this pin when we get to 100K subscribers. We're trying to see what all we can provide in the sweepstakes, TV, sound system, headphones, earbuds, wireless speakers, all of it. We're trying to make this a big sweepstakes. So start helping us out now by spreading the news, inviting people, getting people, encouraging them to subscribe to the channel and participate in all the activities that we're increasing. And we'll have information really, really soon on this sweepstakes and all of the things that you guys will have a chance to win. So that's it. Okay, I'm sorry, Derek.
No, you're good. I just want to add two things. One, specifically about like the A9 to the A9 Mark II or A9 to the quad, however you want to say it. Sony is really good about trying to make those things happen as much as possible. However, sometimes we don't know what is a hardware limitation versus a software limitation. And sometimes just the hardware doesn't allow for some of these quality of life upgrades that we get in newer models. So if you don't see something become available to an older model, that's usually the reason why. So just keep that in mind, because obviously technology, what we do now, as advanced as we think it might be in 3 or 4 years, or even less than, it could be completely different. But yeah, it's a great question nonetheless, and I definitely want to explore some of that, and we'll see if we can find out a good answer.
Well said.
Next, there was another question by Khaled, mentioned good run of some amazing TVs and switch to the 77 A95L. Yes, I don't blame you for being happy with that purchase. It is an absolutely stellar TV for sure. But then followed up with another question about LEDs. What's the reason behind disabling local dimming on Google TV Home UI for mini LED TVs? It only fully activates during video playback for internal apps. Now, you might have we have a meeting soon, don't we? We were aiming for 30 minutes. We're going to have to cut in just a few. We're going to run through these questions that we currently have. And Joey, I see you. Until we get to the end here, and then we'll have to wrap up. But we will be doing this soon again. So make sure you let us know after the fact what you want to see from us. Send us an email if you have any questions. And I'm going to answer this question to my best of my ability, but I'm sure Larry will add some of his spin on it. And I could be wrong, but there really isn't a need for full-on picture processing when it doesn't have a clearly defined metadata to work with, if you will. So once you go into an app that says, here's the movie, here's the data for how it should look regarding HDR performance, it's going to refine that to give you that best cinematic look to match what that creator intended for you to see. But I just don't think that exists on the Google UI. I could be wrong, Larry. Maybe you want to add in something to school me?
No. I think you're right. I think the funny thing about this, I love how the needs and desires of the customers push ahead progress. UI menus used to be at like 480p when we had 1080p playback. It was the craziest thing in the world, right? And so now we've gotten to a point, I'm going to assume it's 4K. I'm not sure what the UI resolution is. It maybe 1080 anyway. But there has been this desire to improve the experience of the UI and fluidity of being able to navigate through. That would be definitely a Google question for that team, which we at one point had regular meetings with them, but we could probably reach out to our point of contact and ask what the current resolution is. And then we can ask our engineers, is there a need? I think we will ask it the way you framed it, Derek. Is there a benefit to having local dimming on the UI versus is there a reason why we don't have it? If that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to find out a little bit more on that. Going to kind of get these to as good of a question as, or good of an answer as we can provide with the ones we have on here, because we do have to split. That's okay. JT can wait. Hopefully, we'll see. Let's see. Where did I see the next one? Let me just quickly address, because I think I missed one. Oh, Ben Jansen, have the Sony Bravia A95L and the quad, but have 2 different base with sync. I turn off the sync from the TV. I'm not sure if that was a question. If you could clarify what you're looking for, that would be good. We'll try to answer that. If we don't get to it, let us know in the comments after the video's over, and we'll reply back so you can get a notification that we responded. Solid Crusader Legacy for Eternal 89. That's an intense name. Good afternoon. Hi from Virginia. And your preferences. Which one would you choose when it comes to gaming headsets for PS5? Either Sony Pulse Elite or Sony earbuds. I'm open to any other option. The Pulse Elite are fantastic for getting that authentic PlayStation aesthetic and connection. It works with their Tempest 3D audio support and everything. Sony earbuds, if you prefer the in-ear bud style, they will work with giving you sort of 3D audio, but not the actual 3D Tempest audio that the PlayStation is designed for, that you can kind of calibrate within the PlayStation 5. If you want another option, I know it is a little different because obviously if you're looking for closed headphones, the Bravia Theater U does work with the 3D Tempest audio on PlayStation, so that does allow that ability. I don't have mine here, but that's an around the neck speaker. But if you are looking for headphones that give you good 3D space, I haven't tried it with the PlayStation 5, but yeah, the in-zone buds would also be a great option if you're looking for something that's more earbud style, that's comfortable and literally designed for like long-term wear for long gaming sessions. Those would both be good. So it's really a personal preference of the style. You may want to consider, if you really want to go into some of the details, doing the one-on-one consultations. You can kind of talk about what you prefer and why, even battery life and other functionality features you might want to get a good recommendation on that. What else we got?
I'm trying to test something real quick. I'm looking to see if I can support DS's question regarding
Okay.
DTSX. So just give me a second.
Yeah, I know that's come up a couple of times. I know they're working on it. Ashwin, welcome. We get an A95 update. So especially regarding the Dolby Vision issues. So there are some updates that are very much in the works. We can't share exactly when because there are some things that they're approaching, and sometimes you need to roll out multiple updates and how that will work just to make sure that certain ones will work. I know they're in the process of kind of refining that, but we do expect to have some information soon. So thank you for being patient, but it is getting closer for sure. All right. Oh yeah, the Disney and Sony Pictures DTS profile question. Okay, you're looking into that, Larry, right?
Yep. You're gonna have to fill in more time.
Okay. So yeah, Khaled mentioned the transition from local dimming off to on is kind of distracting while navigating from home to app. Gosh, I might have to check this out and see, but if you modify the picture settings on the home screen, may be able to kind of help ease that to allow for, oh, my computer just went to sleep, to make that less jarring of a transition. That should work. My TV's right behind me, so I can't show some of that stuff while I'm on here, so I would test that right now. But I'll have to follow up on that one as well.
Okay, and I'll go back to DS. Okay, yeah, I confirm. So here's a way to test it. For example, go to, I'm just gonna say it, I don't care, IP, who cares? What I'm testing is I'm on Disney Plus app, and I am watching Avengers Infinity War. And what you have to do is arrow down to bring up the app while you're playing. I'm sorry, bring up the settings while you're playing content. Move over to the gear icon, and it asks you IMAX enhanced sound with DTSX available only in English. Turn it on or off. It is off by default. When you turn it on, let's see if I can, you guys won't be able to see this. Hold on. Oh, Derek's gonna tell me to
like
turn my brightness
max
down.
10,000 nits brightness.
Well, that's what happens when you have an Xperia phone. You won't see it. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I don't know what lens you have.
I am I'm reading on here, it says IMAX DTSX. Now, with that being said, though, I did use the Broadband Connect app, and this is what I was referencing earlier. There was a firmware update for the quad that enabled this feature. So it's on there. I know it's hard for you to tell, but it's a legit thing. It's really there. So it does work. So do that test. All apps aren't supporting IMAX Enhanced Sound with DTSX. That's one of the things that's cool about the quad is it does support that audio codec. So test that out and follow back up with us. Shoot us an email if you have any other problems where I can actually, I don't know, send pictures and stuff like that to you.
Yeah. Yeah. DS calls out too that this is a good time slot because obviously being YouTube, we are US based, of course, and primarily this is our market, but obviously we want to try to do our best to support anybody that we can. And just to very quickly, because we do have to transition out. Oh, Reflex came in with one weird question. We're going to answer that and we're going to have to dip. We're a little bit late for a call that we got to get to, but this is a really good test to kind of see how this works. But it's good to see some new people on here, and we appreciate that. But we do look to expand. So if you know anybody who's interested in technology, the reason we changed from Sony Support to Sony Connect, this is not just about here's where you just get information. We want to talk. We want to have some feedback. We want to really kind of connect with everybody that we can to help us improve our products for you as much as we can. So thank you all for being here, but got a couple things here we'll hit, and then we gotta piece out of here. Reflex has a weird question. What if I wanted to use my Sony home theater speakers while playing my PS5, but only want to use the Sony Pulse earbuds or Sony InZone earbuds for voice chat? Is that possible? I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to double check on that, but I don't believe that is possible on those. Good question. I'm gonna have to find out, and I will have to get back to you. I'm gonna write that question down.
Yeah,
Cool.
Ben, hello from Holland. Great question. You asked because another brand updates their apps every month. So what we try to do, and I don't know if this is just an engineering or a branding choice, we don't think the experience is great to inundate customers with constant firmware updates. We like to try to batch firmware. Oftentimes, one update may impact the previous one. You guys probably seen before in the past where, like with cameras has this, before you do one update, you have to do its previous update in order to unlock the ability to do the next update. We try to just do larger batch files because we want things to happen and not an every week update can be viewed as constantly staying on top of development, or it could also appear to be, well, there's always something wrong with an app or a product that we're always trying to fix. So we try to do it in bunches, but hopefully you accept that and understand that. Like I mentioned in reference earlier, A95L has several updates that are going to happen all in one big download. So yeah.
And I do know that that certain competitors sometimes do run continuous updates in order to get to a certain point that they're working on at the moment as well.
Yep.
I think we got everything for now.
Yeah,
this is one of those things
we'll be back. Look, we're going to be back next week doing this again, same time.
That's true. We're going to be doing it again next week, and probably continuously. And then we'll still have our after-hour show, which will be together and kind of longer, which is just kind of how this stuff goes, which is great. But I want to thank everybody, of course, for being here, but let other people know that we're here to support. So if they have questions about what Sony has to offer and how to get the most out of something they might already own, like that's what we're here to help and talk about and get some of that awesome feedback. So really appreciate it. Ronan, thank you for giving that extra bit of feedback and helping out. I do appreciate you very much. I'm going to have to check that out. I didn't know that was a thing. So we'll kind of address that on the next one as well. But thank you, everybody, for being here, and catch you in the next one.
Absolutely. Oh, no. Okay, no, we'll do it. Take care, guys. It's been fun.
All right, we'll see you.
We're gonna go do our work now. We're gonna go work.